Antisocial Butterfly Podcast. We are here to inspire dreams and help you spread your wings to fly. Baby girl, it's okay to be shy. But now it's time to kiss fear goodbye.
Hi everyone, how are you? I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you are new here, hi, hello, my name is Lissy Correa. Every week I come out with a new episode to talk about current topics, talk about makeup, and to inspire you to live the life that you deserve to live. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the alert bell so you are alerted every time I release a new episode. Please leave a butterfly in the comments. I'll be watching out for you guys in there. If you guys follow me on Instagram, on my stories, I have been so invested in this story with Bobby Lee, Brenda Schaub, and Kalila. Bobby Lee and Kalila were recently on the H3 podcast. They have been on the H3 podcast before, so I got so excited when I knew Bobby Lee was going to be back on H3 podcast. If you guys haven't checked out that episode, make sure you do. So some drama started. Some things were said on a podcast on Trash Tuesday, and all mayhem, all craziness broke out because people started associating somebody with the story, and they never confirmed the name, but this certain person, which we now know is Brendan Schaub. It's so crazy. So they invite Brendan Schaub to come on. The story just blew up out of proportion. Everyone was making their own stories. People were running their own narratives. It's always good to go to the source. If you hear something from somebody, it's better if it's worth it to go to the person rather than just hold it in and create your own narrative. And the next time you see this person creates an awkward situation. You never want to live that life. You always want to create peace with people the best as you can. You can't always control how people are going to react, but you can control how you react. So I give Bobby Lee and Kalila props that they had somebody, they confronted this person, because Bobby Lee has also said numerous times that he does not like confrontation. I mean, who out there likes confrontation? The crazy thing is Bobby Lee was not even part of this story. He didn't ask to be part of this narrative, almost like guilty by association, because Bobby Lee is with Kalila, and Kalila has a podcast with two friends called Trash Tuesday. Previous episode, they were talking about stories. They were talking about this certain gentleman that was hitting on them, and this certain gentleman, which we all know now is Brendan Schaub, was hitting on Kalila when he shouldn't have, because Kalila was with Bobby Lee at this time. So he admitted that he shouldn't have done that. But back then, no one knew that this was Brendan Schaub. It was hinted. People can say it was hinted really hard that it was. He didn't like that people were associating his name to this. Now Brendan Schaub and his team has claimed that Bobby Lee or someone on his team is running this Reddit story for 6 years about Brendan Schaub and all these crazy stories about him, which is such a crazy allegation. Going back to the H3 podcast, Bobby Lee and Kalila had no intention to talk about Brendan Schaub and what was going on, but Ethan brought it up, and so there was an open door for them to take, and Kalila walked through the door. Bobby Lee was trying to walk backwards and say, oh my God, tread lightly if you're going to talk about this. But I think it was really important for them to have this platform to be able to talk about it safely. Ethan is such a good friend to Bobby, and he felt safe, even though it was a little bit hard in the beginning for them to talk about it. But it created this opportunity that I feel for eventually Brendan Schaub to come on the platform, because there's a lot of loyal fans on both sides. And ultimately, it's good for people to live in peace, and you never want people who were friends or who work in the same field to ever feel any awkwardness, because Bobby Lee is a comedian. Bobby Lee goes to the Comedy Store and he runs into Brendan Schaub in the same field, so it's just great for everyone involved to be at peace and to have an environment where they can just do their job, go home, and not have this weird energy so that it affects them when they're performing, because you don't want to deal with any other energy than your own. Your emotions already at high before you go up. I mean, I'm not a comedian, but I can only imagine myself before I go up and present how they must feel. So Bobby Lee and Kalila have a podcast together called Tiger Belly. Just like with everyone we come across, we have our own certain feelings and judgments about the person. There was one part in the episode where Kalila confronted him that he called her names, and he didn't take that opportunity to apologize. Why didn't he take the opportunity? I don't know. There's probably so many things going through both of their minds. But Kalila, oh my gosh, she was a beast. I am so proud of her. I want to be Kalila when I grow up. She was confronted by this man that has given her a lot of headache and has robbed her from a lot of time and energy. This has been going on since January, going back and forth, lawsuits, claiming that they're running this Reddit page. It's just insane. Unnecessary drama. So she did tell him, I want to just lay it all out here on the floor. If we really want to move on, let's be truthful to one another. And she had her notes and she went back from all the interactions back from January to present May. I love that. She took her time. She brought up those receipts. I like how Brendan Schaub, though, did give Kalila props because, come on, she is just, if you see this episode, a few compliments that Brendan Schaub gave Kalila were she should be a lawyer. She's the smart one in the room. When they were on the phone arguing, he said, you do not want to get in a fight with Kalila because, oh my God, she is good at name calling. So kudos to Kalila for holding her ground. I'm not one to love confrontation. And so watching someone confront somebody and do it really well, overall just taught me preparation is key. When you are wanting to discuss something with somebody that is really heated, you never want to go into that blindfoldly. You always want to take your time and ensure you're in the right mental space. It always sucks when you leave a conversation, an important conversation, and then you think, man, I wish I would have said this. On a positive note, it is great for people to come together, especially when they have a history and especially if they're going to be around the same scene, even if it's business professional. At the end of the episode, Brendan tells Bobby, hey, Bobby, I love you. And he says, hey, Bobby's like, I wish I could say the same thing. Bobby, savage, man. Going back to the title of one of the previous episodes, can broken relationships be fixed? It is possible. It is. If both parties are willing, meet each other halfway and to come to an agreement and to also have a open, honest conversation, it is possible. It just requires both parties to come together, meet one another, come with good intentions, and take that step forward. And anytime you're going to have a conversation that you don't want to have or you're nervous to have, you're going to confront somebody, you need to say something that maybe you don't know how to say. It's not going to be an easy conversation. Number one, prep for the conversation. Always write down notes, what you want to say, because sometimes everything that you want to say is not everything you should say. We don't want to be ran by emotions. We want to stick to the facts. And so writing it out really helps. Going back to the intention, what is the purpose of the conversation? What is your goal? Always reminding yourself, what is the goal of the conversation? When the conversation ends, what do you visualize yourself? What do you want to happen between you two after you guys are done talking? I'm sure you don't want to go in the conversation fighting, making things worse. We want to make things better. We want to be ultimately heard. If we have those feelings of wanting to be heard and understood, the other person also is going to feel the same way. So ensuring that we allow that other person that opportunity to let them be heard and understood. And are we doing things to make them feel that way? So remembering why you're going into conversation, because sometimes when we're in the moment, our emotions are going to get up there. And so we want to make sure that what we're saying, that what we're thinking is going back to the goal. Remembering your intention also gives you more confidence to go into the conversation. When we're not guided by our whys and our goals, we are walking into things blindly. And how do we know where we're going to go if we're going to walk into things when we don't have no direction? So having an intention is going to be your guide. It's going to lead you to your purpose. It's going to lead you to where you want to go. We go back to confidence here because that's what this podcast is about, spreading confidence. How do we gain more empowerment in ourselves in any situation? How do we get more confident in crucial conversations? How do we get more confident in confrontations when we need to confront someone? And first is learning how to have that crucial conversation with ourselves. It always goes back to ourselves. And crucial conversations, having that self-reflection is important. And if you don't know where to start, that's why journaling is such an important thing to consider doing, because it truly is helping you getting your thoughts together, having some reflection, and having that moment to ask yourself important questions and have that one-on-one conversation with yourself. Prompted journals for me have been super helpful when not knowing what to write about. There's so many things, so many options. I always give myself that block of so many options, and that could be applied to anything. It could be applied to fashion, job opportunities, what to say, what to wear, what to do. There's just so many options out there, right? And sometimes so many options paralyzes me. So with journaling, when I open a blank notebook, it's really hard for me creatively or to get ideas of what to write about. So having a guide with a prompted journal is truly one of the best ways to help you get started with journaling. I found my prompted journal on a Target trip. Those Target trips always get you off the list sometimes, but this was well worth a spend off the list. So if you are wanting to find a prompted journal, go to your nearest Target or even go to Amazon, type prompted journals. I was like, let me go get the question off the first journal of the prompted journal. Let me go see if I can get it right now. Okay, so here is the prompted journal that I bought at Target. And if you guys, again, follow my Instagram, I posted one of the questions that I was working on one morning. And that is, what is your favorite way to spend a lazy day? Let me see what I wrote. I don't remember what I wrote. I love this question. People should do this more. Yes, you should. Do you guys plan lazy days? If you don't, you need to plan your lazy days. This is a great opportunity to do self-care on your lazy days, or don't plan anything. Just relax. Don't have an agenda. I know for my planners out there, the perfectionists, just like me, it is probably causing something inside of you and you're probably cringing like, no, I can't. I have to do work. I can't waste time. Time is money. I get it. But you know what? You are human. You also need a little relaxation. You need a break, because if you just go, you will burn out. You will. And we don't want to get to that burnout. So going back to people should do this more often. Plan your lazy days. Have no agenda. Oh, here we go. That's what I put. Have no schedule. No matter how busy, how successful I get, I will always allow myself one day a week to just do me and relax. Whoa. Okay. See, that's why I love reading back what I write. So lately I have been writing in the future tense, writing as if I already had acquired that item and visualizing myself and writing the emotions I feel once I have that item or once I've accomplished what I want. And why do that? It causes something inside when you visualize. And if closing your eyes helps to visualize, you don't have to, but just taking a moment to really picture yourself already having the things you have versus saying one day, it separates yourself from your goal. And sometimes when you separate yourself, it seems so far to get there versus from time to time already visualizing yourself right there at the finish line and picturing what you will feel inside. Then the next thing that you do, it will be different. And most of the time, the next thing that you will think or do will be towards that. It will be a positive note. It will be towards getting you closer to that goal. So get yourself a prompted journal if you want to start journaling and have been wanting to but don't know where to start. This is super helpful. My finger right now is landing on a page that I want to share what is on here for you guys to think about, and it is write something presently in your life that is worth it. What is that one thing right now that you're thinking right now presently that is worth it? Journaling is part of self-care, and we heavily promote self-care here, taking care of yourself. It starts with you. You have to make sure that you are taking care of everything, part of yourself, your mind, body, and soul. And so journaling definitely has helped me to get my mind right, get my emotions right, and get all of my feelings out on paper versus just keeping it all in my mind and just spitting it all out and taking it out on somebody. It's just a beautiful therapeutic way to really get in center, especially when things have happened to you that really have caused some sort of high emotion. It is better to, for me, what has helped is instead of texting the person if they have caused something or sending an email, I write it out. If I was going to say it to the person right away, I write it out, because usually when I read back what I wanted to initially say to that person, I'm like, oh my gosh, I am so glad that I took that initial few seconds and just wrote everything out. And then I rephrase and summarize what I want to say, and it sounds so much better than what I initially wrote in the beginning. So that is a helpful tip right there that's going to save you some headache and some I'm sorries. It's just really thinking about just really taking that time to take a breather, take a minute. You don't have to respond right away. When people send you emails, when people send you a text, they call you, even if they knock on the door, you do, well, maybe knocking on the door is a little bit different, but you don't have to respond right away, especially with electronic communication. No, get better at saying no. Get better at yourself in the moment. When you see that phone alert go off, doesn't mean you drop everything that you're doing. You are in control. You are in control of your life. You are in control of people. And it starts right there. So just say no with the alerts, assuming a good intent. So this can be applied not only to people, but when you are going on your social media, what is your intention when you're going on social media? Have you asked yourself that when you pull up the app? I go into it with purpose. There is an agenda behind my going in there. For me, it's a little bit different because I have a business. I look at my purpose of going in there because I'm promoting, I am engaging, or I am seeking inspiration. Now, you may not have a business, but you can also still ask yourself, why am I going in there? Is it to create connections? Is it to still promote something of my own? Is it to seek information, to seek what to do, to learn something, to provide value? That is what you have to think about when you go into the platform, because if you don't, what happens? You're going to find yourself aimlessly scrolling, and then you are going to waste time instead of accomplishing what you need to do to get you towards your goal. That's going to get you more empowered and more confident, and believing in yourself is really sitting down and reevaluating how you are spending your time. And when you're going into the platform, limiting the time that you spend on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, that helps too. But also going back to, why am I here? People are so quick to blame. Some people say that social media is bad. It's not. It's the user. It's how you use it. Anything really could be bad. Kind of foods that you eat could be bad. The people that you surround yourself can be bad. The things that you watch could be bad. Social media could be bad. It's ultimately how you use it. What is your intention when going in there? And if you don't have one, don't go in there. More than likely, if you don't set yourself with having a positive intention for going in there, you're going to be aimlessly scrolling. You're going to be then going on this negative path instead of doing what you need to do. And we've all been there before. I've been there before. Trust me. That's why I have stopped myself. I have done certain things to help myself to stop doing that and really have a purpose of going in there, so that when I am done, I feel uplifted. I want to go back in there because I know I went in there and got what I needed to go back into the real world and get the tools that I need to become better and to make my business better. So always remember to go back to your intention. And if you don't know it, we got to establish that. I wanted to take a quick moment to give a special thank you and shout out to someone who left a comment on my last YouTube video, and that is Robin. Hi, Robin. Thank you so much for taking the time for leaving your lovely message. She stated that she was listening The Thing Is Ding podcast and then decided to check us out and leave this lovely message. Robin, you are so awesome for doing that. Thank you so much. And I cannot agree with you anymore. Shannon is so awesome. We are so happy to have guests like these on the podcast. And we're going to make sure that we bring you more guests. More future guests are coming. I cannot believe that my hair is this long. For those who have known me, this is ridiculous because we either get it chopped off, either cutting it or because of bleach. We have not bleached our hair in almost 3 years. We have taken care of our hair. We have not straightened it. We have not used any heat. We have tried our best to bring it back to health. And here we are past the shoulder length. When I talk about visualizing, guys, I literally am doing that in the shower. When I'm in the shower, I'm pretending my hair is mermaid length hair because that is the goal. We want to get mermaid length hair. Having my braids really helped my hair grow. Braids itself, I've heard, helps your hair grow. So having those braids in for over a month truly did help my hair grow. I'm thinking about getting my braids again soon, but I don't know. I'm really feeling my natural hair right now. And I have these curly hair extensions from BEBONIA hair extensions. Nowadays, they are making curly hair extensions. A few years ago, there was not a lot of companies who had curly hair extensions. I only back then found 1 or 2, but now I see a few more popping up. But the first ones I bought were from BEBONIA hair extensions, and they were pretty pricey. Paid about $300 for these extensions, but these hands down are well worth it. They feel so good. I've never had curly hair extensions, and they feel like very thick, real curly hair. The cool thing about BEBONIA is that they have different curly hair textures. So if you either have really curly hair or wavy hair, I'm pretty sure you will find the curly hair that you want. They also help you match which curly hair to get. If you send them a photo or if you contact their customer service, they will definitely help you. Also, when you choose your hair, when you get your package, you get a part where you can sample the hair, see if it matches your hair before you open the rest of the package. So I love that they do that. If I don't have my braids, I'm going to make sure that I wear my extensions, my curly ones, so you guys can see the difference of the fullness, because oh my gosh, it is so crazy now that my hair has gotten longer with these extensions that they're just a little bit longer. So whoa, we are using them not just for length, we are using them for fullness. And I am so excited about that because it has been a long journey for me to get to this point. And for real, I do not ever want to cut my hair again. We're enjoying the ride. We are visualizing longer hair. We are visualizing mermaid hair. It will happen. I mean, if I got here, we will get to mermaid hair sooner or later. As you guys know, I've been obsessed with MARIBELCOSMETICS lately, and we are wearing MARIBELCOSMETICS on the lips and the eyelashes. The color that I'm wearing on the lips is one of their newest from the butterfly collection that I received. I needed to check the color. This is the color that I received in the butterfly collection. It's called Days. It's the one that I'm wearing right now. I love this color. This is normally a color that I would normally not traditionally get for myself, but oh my gosh, when I put this on, I'm like, yes, this is such a beautiful color. For me, I have to see my makeup because if I don't, I'm not going to use you. I'm going to forget you're there. So I have a section of my lipsticks where I pull a drawer and it's easily visible. Or if you have one of those awesome lip containers, those lip containers that carry about 6 lipsticks. Well, this right now is calling my name. But if it's calling your name as well, make sure you write this down. It's called Dazed. And these lashes, we can't forget about the lashes. These are what I call a hello, I am here, a statement lashes. These are called Toxica. What I love about the detail in these lashes is some of the lashes are long and some of the lashes are a little shorter. I love that look. It's super fun, super fun. I love these. Make sure, as always, you use code Lissy15 at checkout to save some money to try these lashes. They have so many lashes to choose from. You know, you want to try some, make sure you do. I am obsessed with everything there. You will as well. That is it for this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for being here. It means so much to me. We will be back next week with a new episode. Make sure to not forget to leave a comment for a butterfly, hit subscribe, hit that alert bell, and don't forget to join the butterfly community. Make sure you guys come back next week. You guys mean the world to me. Bye everyone.